Play it.
I'm coming. It's a little early for me today. We're normally doing this after lunch.
Alisa, where's the music? Welcome, Alison, to episode número
29.
29. 29. Oh, we're just one away from number 30.
I know.
Time flies.
Time flies.
You know, I just saw a picture on my Facebook. Facebook brings all these memory pictures. And it was a picture taken 11 years ago of Damien, and I was showing him a little.
That.
Oh, you saw that one?
I did. He was precious.
Oh man, that is like, I don't know why Facebook do that. They shouldn't do that. You know, it's just. I mean, with a kid, the difference in 10 years is so big. You know,
huge.
I mean, you look the same as 10 years ago.
That's not what my kids say.
But with the kids, they do fly out. They do fly out. I see it all the time on the baseball fields. You know, the kids I haven't seen in a year from other teams, and then wait a second, is that you?
Yeah.
You know, they got the little mustaches and the little chin hairs. You know, and now they're throwing 75 miles an hour. I'm like, oh man, you know.
Face the gloves to get us that way.
Well, that's life, right?
It is.
Life is an evolution. Always things changing, and on that particular subject, we have one major evolution going on in Lake Murray.
We do. We have some big changes that have been going on the banks of Lake Murray, and it's had a lot of chatter from the neighbors and the community for a couple years now since the project started.
Yeah, the project's name is Putnam's Landing. Actually, the project's name is Putnam's Harbor. Marina.
Yes.
Okay.
Where the old Putnam's Landing was.
Did you ever fuel in Putnam's?
No.
You never did?
Mm-mm.
I did. It was, it was very run down. You know, the dogs and the people were great. You know, there's not anything against the people, but this infrastructure was outdated and it was old.
I heard many years ago, 25 years ago or so, that it was, a great place. They had a grill, had the best burgers on the lake.
Definitely.
But as time went on, it I guess maybe, I don't know if it changed hands, fell into disrepair, and was just not only an eyesore on the water, but was also problematic
Correct.
to the environment and the lake itself.
So they ended up selling. Putnam's Landing ended up being sold, and it was taken over by a company that decided to use that land and convert it into a brand new marina.
Yes.
Multi-service marina. Brandon Crutchfield is one of the owners, and he's going to be our guest today, and he's going to talk about the project.
Yes. So you and I got the opportunity to go see it in person.
Correct.
We met
last Craig. Week? Yeah, we met Craig over there. He's the manager.
Yes.
He's the operations manager of the marina. It's let me tell you something. When they bought Putnam's Land and they started to work the dirt, and they started to lift that elevation up, and they started to put the structure in there.
It's daunting. It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. You can see that from very far away.
From
on
miles
the water.
Away.
Yeah.
Because it's a big water view when you're standing there.
Yes, it is. It is. So it's pretty cool to see it coming to fruition, and looking at the plans and looking at all the landscaping plans that they have and where they're gonna put. I think it's gonna look beautiful,
Yeah, I think right now, at least from the lake, because we were out there a few weeks ago with the office by boat and rode by, because I had not seen it. By water, and when you're looking at it from the water, I mean, all you see is just this huge building where the dry stack is. But I think from what Craig was saying, once they get all of the landscaping in and really finish it out, I think it's going to look really nice.
It will. I mean, Obviously, some people will not like it because you cannot please
You
everyone.
can't, and a lot of
But
people don't like change.
but I believe that it will serve a lot of people out there, and it will create jobs. And one very important thing, it's gonna be better for the lake, because what they told us was that they built this marina hand to hand with lake management, and they were making sure that every single aspect of water disposal, waste disposal, fuel lines, all the stuff that wasn't properly taken care before,
Right.
it's now taken care. So it's going to help our lake be healthier,
Yes.
according to their plans and according to what they told us, and trusting lake management that they made the right decisions.
Yes.
I guess I will find out in the next 10 years, but it's a good start. It's a good place to be. And what about if we just listen directly from the man?
Yeah, let's talk to Brandon and see what he has to say.
We are now here with Brandon Crutchfield. Hi, Brandon. How are you? Can you tell us a little bit of your project? What's the full name of it, and a little bit of your background?
So yeah, our project is Putnam's Harbor. It's formerly known as Putnam's Landing. My background is I've been in the marine industry for probably close to 20 years. I started out in private yachting and have worked every aspect from a marine dealer point of view that you can. We came about this project just because it was kind of a spot on Lake Murray that really, really needed some help, and we saw a need for boat storage. It was already permitted a marina, which helps a lot. And overall, is me and my business partner live on the lake, and we wanted that nice facility for ourselves as well as everyone else who lives here.
Awesome. So it is my understanding that since you purchased Putnam Landing in Chapin, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you were starting to develop the whole thing, brought down absolutely everything that was in there, and built from the ground up your new project. Is that correct?
That's correct. So it was more of a marina / campground. The docks were in a situation where Dominion had put them on notice that they were shortly going to lose their dock permit if the docks were not repaired. There were a lot of long-term campers on the property that were, in some cases, there was raw sewage going in the lake. I mean, it was a complete gut job. The only thing that's on the property now that was on there previously is the well.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what y'all have done. I know Carlos and I had the opportunity to tour it last week, which was great. But for those who have not seen it yet, tell us what you've done with Putnam Harbor.
So what you'll see as you pull up, the first thing you'll see is as you come down the lake, obviously with the clearing that was done, you can see the dry stacks on the left. It is actually opened up to be one of the nicest views on Lake Murray. The difference from the road where you come in to the lake is over 70 feet difference in elevation, so it gives you a really, really nice point of view. You'll roll right up to and notice the gates. It will be a gated marina. I say that from a security standpoint during the day. If somebody needs to come in there and wants to come see the marina store or something like that, the gates will be open for the most part when we're open. They're more of a security at night to protect people's boats. When you come through there, to your left, there's a large gray and white building. That's the facility office. That's where we'll handle pretty much leasing and dealing with any of the needs of our customers. As you go around there, you'll see the dry stacks. The dry stacks are capable of holding 225 boats. 130 of them can hold up to a 30-foot center console. There's one building that is completely dedicated to tri-tune or pontoon boats. There's 91 boats that go in that building. As you kind of loop around from there, you can come down and there's a large marina store that looks almost identical to the facility office. That will be where when you come in and fill up, you can pay for your gas. There'll be a lot of items that you probably would need on the boat.
So you will have
if you fill up with gas.
Mm-hmm. So you will have a convenience store. You will have a storage, not just for boats, but also for people's stuff that usually they need to the boats. So basically a full service, Marina. Are you planning to have a restaurant? How do you plan to do the food?
So we're going to do food trucks.
Okay.
We're actually trying to learn everything we can right now about food truck software. There is some software that makes it possible for if you're on a boat and maybe you don't keep your boat there, but you want to get something to eat, then you can order while you're on the water, and it will let you know when your food's ready, and you can pull up, get whatever you need, grab your food, and go.
So that's one question I had. I know when we were out there, we saw where anyone could pull up to fuel, even if you weren't storing your boat there. But is there going to be a dedicated dock where boats can pull up to go to the store, go to the food trucks, tie up while they're doing those types of things?
So there is a dedicated gas/service dock. It's got 8 slips that will kind of serve as that purpose. We do not have a lot of customer parking. I mean, realistically, it's probably 9 slips. I think that's probably practical. We just don't have the facility for a lot of sit-down eating. There just won't be that. We really want to make a very big impact with some really good food trucks that, in my opinion, kind of one of the things Putnam's had it right was they were pretty simple. When their grill was open, they served a cheeseburger and French fries. I think a really good pizza makes sense if you have a boat full of people and you can grab one pizza and feed everybody and make it easy. It's really going to be about efficiency, making sure you can get good food efficiently, quickly, get in, get out, get what you need, and move along.
Yeah, just like a gas station on the road, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're not planning to have somebody that will go over there and spend an hour or two sitting down, watching, and then leave. You just want somebody in and out to keep the line moving.
Exactly. So we can try to help as many people as possible.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. That's going to go over really well. I know this has been a long project, so when do you think y'all are going to be complete and ready to open for leasing opportunities?
So leasing should absolutely, we're actually pre-leasing now. We've taken a number of slips. We are held up right now finalizing some landscaping. Hopefully that will be done by the end of this week. We should be able to have a soft opening where basically the gas pumps won't be open, but we can actually put our customers in the building and in the wet slips by Monday or Tuesday of next week. The rest of the facility, as far as the facility office, the marina store, all that realistically is going to be after the first of the year and shooting for a large grand opening, probably early spring.
Okay. So what does the pricing look like for someone who's interested in either a dry slip or wet slip?
It's roughly, I think we're running an introductory special somewhere right under $400 a month for everything that we do is based off a 25-foot boat. The marina is built for 25 to 30-foot boats. It can handle a little bit larger than that. But if you have a 25-foot boat and it's going into dry stack and it's a 25-foot tri-tune, you're looking at right at $400 a month. Now, we have some special stuff that we're doing and we're working with, but that's where it's going to land, and you're going to be $425 to $450 in the water.
Okay.
One of the cool things that we saw when we toured your facility last week was that you're getting ready to have tractors for people using the boat ramps. So nobody will be allowed, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, nobody will be allowed to dump their own boats into the water. You just leave the trailer in there and you take care from there.
So really, the boat ramp, it's not public at all. We just do not have parking for anyone else other than a member to use that ramp. So if a member, for instance, brings their boat and, hey, we're going to put it in a slip or put it in storage for them, yeah, we'll launch that with our tractor. It just has to be because of the clearance between the ramp and the docks. It's just not as easy or navigable as some other ramps. So that's one of the services we provide for the customer. We'll put it in the water. We'll bring the trailer back to them. If they're stored with us, then we'll handle the trailer from there. But yeah, we'll be pumping gas. I mean, this is a business that, to be honest with you, is a service business with a side of storage. Mm-hmm. This whole marina is set up to be one of a kind from a service aspect. Whether if you're storing your boat there and you know you're going to use it in 2 hours, you go on our website, you let us know, you schedule when you're going to be there. We ask you if we can put ice. Do you want sandwiches? What would you like? How can we make your visit better and make sure that your time on Lake Murray is as valuable as possible? I would say that the real highlights of the marina are the bathrooms. We probably spent more on the bathrooms than all the buildings combined on the property were worth when we bought it. I believe that I'm married. I've certainly heard it from my wife. The bathrooms are a big deal. You will see something that looks more like a bathroom out in Las Vegas than what you would expect on Lake Murray.
So we got a sneak peek of those, and I think that's, a great amenity to offer, and people are going to be really appreciative of that. One thing I think about, Brandon, because my husband jokes, he says, my car is a pigsty. You can find whatever, piece of trash, shoes, whatever you can imagine is probably sitting in my car. But when we come off the lake, I'm going to spend a couple hours cleaning my boat. It was always shining. So for the people who are using, the storage, do y'all offer that, boat detailing and cleaning in between uses?
Absolutely. Pretty much anything that you can think of or need with a boat, we can, if we don't do it on site, we have people who do. Obviously, with me owning Marine 360, we can handle service, we can handle whatever when it comes to turning wrenches. But from a detail standpoint, that will be handled on site. We will have guys there to handle as little as, hey, I just want it washed, or as much as, hey, I want the boat completely compounded, clean. Whatever you may need, we can help you with it.
Awesome. What is the maximum capacity in the marina?
So realistically, about 340 slips. So that's wet and dry.
Wet and dry, 340 slips. And your contracts will run for 6 months, 3 months, 1 year. What's your planning regarding that?
Eventually, they'll all be annual contracts. Obviously, we're doing whatever we can to make it easier for people to understand the level of service we're going to give. I mean, it's real easy to look at numbers, but I don't think anybody is familiar or used to what exactly this business model is going to look like from a service standpoint.
Yeah.
I've worked all over America on boats, a lot of time in South Florida, and this will be it'll be similar to some of the marinas that are down there, but it will be a different experience.
So talk to us a little bit about this being a green marina. That's something that was mentioned to us when we toured. And what exactly does that mean? And what does that look like for, the neighbors around the marina, customers coming, just boaters on the lake in general?
So really, I mean, when you talk about green marina, we started looking into this almost even before we bought the property. Being a member of the Green Marina program is basically just adapting a level of business practices to be respectful and to your neighbors as well as the lake and the environment, making sure that you're not in a position where you have any sort of harmful chemicals that could be going in the water. It really boils down to thinking of the environment and the lake first when you do something. So, I mean, there's plenty of places that, that maybe don't think that is as important as we do. We all live on the lake, everybody that's involved with this project, and it's very important to us that we not only do not impact Lake Murray in a negative way, it's more important that we try to completely take it the other way and do everything we can to maximize the beauty of Lake Murray and keep it as a natural resource for all of us.
Awesome, awesome. So just to summarize a little bit at the end, right now people can go to your website, which is
PutnamsHarbor.com.
putnamsharbor.com. So people that are, I've known many folks out there that are in wait list for the Timberlake Marina or in wait list for other marinas, or they're not happy with their current marina and they are obviously looking into something like your project. They can go right now on that website and save a spot. Is that correct?
That's correct. They can actually book a spot. One thing that's great about the software that we use, it gives the ability to upload all your documents. They can go in one sitting and have their slip done, completely paid for. They don't even have to talk to a human being. It's completely taken care of.
And they can go ahead and say, for example, if I go today with your website, I sign up, I pay my fees, can I drop my boat tomorrow?
I got to be honest, your audio, I can't.
Okay, do you hear me now?
I can't.
All right, so let's say that I go today to your website, sign up, pay my fees. Can I drop my boat tomorrow?
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Maybe Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
I wish you could. I promise you that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, thank you, Brandon. You've answered a lot of questions that I feel like not only we have, but the community as a whole. Is there anything else that you'd like people to know before we let you get back to work?
No, I mean, I think we covered most of it. I mean, we really, really have poured our heart and soul in this project. It's been 3 years in the making. It's probably been realistically 10 years in the making. We've all been looking at it and seeing a need for something new to come there. We had a lot of challenges from the rain to everything you can think of in the middle of a pandemic, trying to build with materials going up. We're excited to offer this facility to everyone on Lake Murray.
Well, we're definitely excited to see the final product and to be part of your growth. And, it really feels like an evolution looking at projects like your coming to Lake Murray. We really support business people like you and obviously, the patrons that you have. Hopefully this podcast and this helps you, spread the word and fill up quickly so you can be operative, pretty soon and profitable and good for everybody, good for the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, and I appreciate y'all's time as well.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brandon.
Take care.
That was cool.
Yes. That was good.
Yeah, I know
like
that I
hearing
always
from
say
him.
that was cool after we talk
You
to our
always
guests.
say, you think everybody's cool.
Not everybody's cool, but people that actually take action, that take a risk, that have a vision. I mean, he said, this is not something that you woke up one day and say, okay, I'm just going to build a marina like that over
No,
here.
he said they've been talking about it for about 10 years?
And yeah, they've been 10 years into this project and you're seeing it getting there at the finish line. I'm excited. I'm excited about them. I'm excited about seeing it completed. And
so I think what's really neat, because as we talked before we talked to Brandon, is there has been a lot of pushback and negative talk from the community because people don't like change. But the fact that the owners are part of the community.
Yep.
They live on the lake. Their families are here. They're invested in making this a good thing.
And that
So
is
I think everybody just needs to give it a chance.
That is so important, Alison, because we've seen so many times when larger corporations come and invest in out-of-town projects, and they have no feel and no care, and they just look at the numbers at the end. We know that that these guys, they live here. They're going to put their children on the water,
Yeah.
they're going to put their children on the lake. So obviously, it's for their best interest that it stays, a healthy lake.
Yes.
They're not going to be throwing the, garbage on the water and stuff like that. They're probably going to protect it more than anybody else. And going back to the subject of people not liking change, I can see, let's be fair, you walk in there and you can see that there are some houses
Yes.
next door.
But think about this. Those houses were there before. And knowing what was sitting on that property before, it had to at least help the neighbors.
If you probably bring those people here, they will
They
not
probably
be,
disagree with me,
they will
but-
disagree with you, and they will be not too happy about having that big structure on next door. We get that. I get that. That's when government is building a highway. That's the eminent domain side. And at the beginning you didn't want to live next to a highway, but that's part of the progress. And it does suck if you don't really want it, if you don't really like it. But you do have options actually. You can
Call us. We'll be glad to sell it
call
for you.
Allison, yeah. And again, it's not that we are sharks in a pool of blood and smelling blood in the water, but it is what it is. We didn't create changes. We don't. It's not a fault. But we do. I personally really like that. I personally really like to elevate community. And like I said, that provides jobs. That provides. That brings economic.
I mean, they solved a problem too, because how many people do you sell houses to that they go, where am I going to put my boat?
Yeah.
There are very few communities around here that actually offer boat storage.
Actually, I just had a deal. It's probably around 6 months ago. I sold a house in Timberlake, and the Timberlake Marina was crowded. They weren't taking any new members, and the wait list, Allison, was over 60 people.
Oh my gosh.
And these are year leases. So the odds, if you're number 58, the odds of you...
You're going to probably have a new boat before you get a boat slip.
Yeah, you'll probably be living in a different lake or moving to the ocean, But that was the reality.
Yeah.
So it was imperative for my client to have a place where they can park these boats, and the HOA regulations in Timberlake don't allow you to park your boat on a trailer on the driveway.
As most neighborhoods don't.
Correct. So we kind of came out with a very creative idea. We had a lady in the neighborhood that wasn't using her dog, and she agreed to store my client's boat, and
So she's essentially subletting her dock to these
yeah. So we were able to solve that problem. That's part of what we do anyways every day.
Yes.
Solving problems one problem at a
One
time.
problem at a time. And that's what these guys did. They saw an issue on the lake, and they also saw a need. And they've figured out a way to make it work, and I hope that it does really well. I'm interested to see, because Craig said the same thing that Brandon did, that it's a high level of customer service at this marina. And he even said something we've never seen before on this lake. So I'm really curious as to exactly what that's going to be.
He mentioned the marinas in South Florida, and basically over there you give them a call, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm on my way. By the time you get in there, you have your boat ready, clean to go. All you have to do is park your car, get on the boat, and go and enjoy. So you don't have to worry about anything else.
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
I believe that's where they're going. He talked about the bathrooms. We saw them.
That's showers and all.
Showers, correct. The convenience store we saw also. There's like a hangout place in there just to cool off. It's neat. I think it's gonna be neat. I think it's gonna be a very interesting thing to go and see. And hey, we've seen it grow from the bottom up. So that's just like I told at the beginning. Talk about looking at a picture of my son 11 years ago. Now 11 years from now, we can look back and say, wow, we saw what was here before. I don't know. It's kind of cool, right?
It is kind of cool. Well, if you're interested in finding out more about their dry stacks or their wet slips, you can visit their website at putnamsharbor.com.
Putnam is P-U-T. Oh, no, you're going to write it in the comments, right?
Putnams harbor.com.
She's going to write it on the
I'll
comments.
put it in the comments. And like he said, they're pre-leasing now, and hopefully we'll have boats on the stack and in the water by next week.
And we want to know if the sound is much better because we have a brand new microphone here, you know.
We're getting fancy.
We're looking professional and see how that works.
All right, let us know.
See you next week.
Bye.